Welcome back to the Alchemize series. In this video, we'll be going over close guard. Close guard is a very safe position for the guard player because we essentially have our partner trapped in our full guard. This gives us the opportunity to safely fire off attacks. There's two main concepts that we want to think about when we're playing close guard. The first one is to control our partner's posture. We want to keep their posture down so that it's more difficult for them to get out of our guard and it's easier for us to shoot off attacks. Secondly, we want to be cutting angle. Cutting angle helps us to keep their posture controlled and again helps us to shoot our attacks. So one drill that we can do is to first work on controlling our opponent's posture by using those concepts. So I'm going to have my partner come into my close guard and they might be framing my hips. When I'm playing close guard, it's very important to keep my hips attached to my opponent. By keeping my hips attached, I can control their movement and I can move them in ways that are beneficial to me. So she's framing my hips here. What I can do is I can keep my hips attached to her and I can come off to the side. When I do that, now you can see that her frames are out of alignment. Because of that, it should be very easy for me to use my hips to pull her down. Once I pull her down, I can think about controlling her posture. The way I can do that is by controlling her head, and I can start to control behind her arms. When my partner is putting frames on me, it's likely that she's going to try to stand up to get out of the guard. When she does that, I can still use these same concepts of keeping my hips connected in order to break her back down. So I can have my hips connected to her, and as I do that, I can pull her forward. Again, once I do that, I want to keep control of her posture, and I can do that by controlling her head, and I can either go for an overhook or I can go for underhooks. Now we'll go through some drills to further our understanding of using posture control. So once I have my opponent broken down, I can grab her head and I can grab what we call an overhook. When I go for the overhook, I'm feeding my arm over her arm and in front of her chest. In gi, I can use the fabric to hold onto her posture. In no gi, I can just place the back of my hand against her chest to stay connected. Once I'm here, I want to make sure that I have my angle cut. So first, I can go for an inside bicep tie on the far arm so that I'm controlling her arm. Then I can hip out and relock my guard so that I've cut my angle. Like we've said, it's very important to cut angle so that we can go for our attacks. Cutting the angle here also makes it easier for me to pull my leg out so I can start attacking. So once I'm here, I'm using this overhook and my top knee on her back to keep her posture controlled. Now I can pull my bottom leg out and I can start to feed for what we call a triangle. In a triangle, I have one arm in and one arm out. Now to lock the triangle, I can go ahead and grab this leg with my hand to keep the circle closed. From here, I'm going to cut my angle and lock up here. Then I want to pass this arm across so that I can finish for the choke. What I'm trying to do is to close off the space around her neck. So I can lift my hips, pass this arm across, and now I'm in a deeper triangle. From here, I can cut the angle to finish by underhooking the arm and locking till I get a tap. Similar to the overhook, I can also use an underhook to control posture. So when I break my partner down, if I'm able, I can hook underneath her arm for what we call an underhook. When I have this underhook, I can grab her shoulder and I can keep her head controlled. I want to advance this underhook though. This is great control to start out with, but I need a little bit more so that I can start attacking. So what I can do here is I can cut my angle out, biting my top knee again up higher on her back. Once I do that, I can take this top hand and I can feed across to control the lat, or I can even control under the armpit. When I control under the armpit, this is something called a Koval hook. Dan Koval has incredible close guard, and if you want to learn more about close guard, he's got great content out there for you to watch. Once I have my angle cut, I want to pass this arm across. This is going to allow me to go for different attacks, back takes, all sorts of things. So I can do that by bringing my elbow underneath me and heisting my hips up. I can unlock my guard because I have my posture controlled. So I unlock and I pass her arm across here. So if she keeps her arm across, I can easily go for back attacks. Also, if she keeps her arm here, I can shoot for the triangle just like we did in the overhook series. But what if my partner is driving into me? I'm going to have to look for a different answer because this is a different problem. So what I can do here as she's driving into me is I'm going to hook this far leg, swing open my guard, and I can take her over for a sweep. Close guard is a safe and great position to attack from as a guard player. I only have to worry about their upper body when I'm playing closed guard. Even so, we still need to be reading our partner's reactions. If we're just trying to force what we want, sometimes we're going to feel like we're running into a wall. But if we can come up with different answers for the different problems that our opponent is giving to us, we'll feel like a lot of this jiu-jitsu is moving much more smoothly for us. Thanks for watching along, and we'll see you in the next video.